Can you believe we only have 2 months left in this year? Because the months are winding down and we only have 2 months left until 2026, we are switching gears just a little bit in November and December to give our emergency fund just a little bit of extra love. So if you are new here and you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is La, and I budget our dual income between me and my husband. I work as a tax accountant, he works in sales, and we have 3 daughters. And we are working to pay down what was once $200,000 of debt and is now $165,000 of debt. So let's go ahead and hop into our budget for November. All right, y'all, let's get this party started. So first, let's address that I started a new job on Monday, because today is Saturday when I'm filming this, and my new salary is $130,000. So as far as our income goes, my paychecks that I am estimating, this is just an estimate, this is just a projection for November because I don't quite know what my pay is going to be. My gross income is $5,000 per paycheck, and then I will have about $554 come out for benefits and what have yous. And I will not be investing in my 401k immediately because I do have to wait until I have been employed for 30 days. So minus taxes, I estimate that my pay is going to be about $3,800 each paycheck. So for law income, I expect my pay in total to be $7,600, and that's just for this month because I will enroll in my 401k as soon as I can. So for my husband's income, he gets paid hourly and then he gets paid commission. So his checks are also after about $24 of benefits and whatnot, and then he does invest 6% of his income into his 401k as well. And based off the projection for what his commission will be this month, it will be lower because they had a lot of like fraud going on. They had an influx of like fraud with his job in September, and all of his sales from September gets paid out in October. And because of those accounts being closed because of fraud, it gets deducted from his October commission cycle, which gets paid out in November. So I expect his income to be a little bit lower in November. And I mean, he's been working his tail off, like doing overtime, trying to like get more sales, but I still think he'll only meet like the minimum threshold for commission. So I expect his income to only be $3,600 in November, when it's usually about like 42, 44, something of the sort. And then my husband also gets disability income from injuring his back when he was in the Air Force, and he gets $2,508 in disability income. So that is all of our fixed income. I do know we will be getting money back for like rewards from, what's the name of it? Rakuten. So we'll be getting, I think, $100 back from rewards from Rakuten. And if you do not use Rakuten, I would suggest that you sign up. So Rakuten is a plugin for your web browser. We purchased some clothes for our kids in October. Their grandparents sent money for us to like buy them some clothes and whatnot. So I made sure I purchased it on the web browser on my computer when I ordered them clothes. And then I also referred my husband for a Rakuten account, and he got $50. I got $50. So we're getting about, I believe, 107. I'm just going to like round now to 100. So if you are not signed up for Rakuten, you can use my link below. you will get $50. I'll get $50 in rewards, but you only get the $50 after you use the plugin to like buy something. So say you plan on buying something from Sephora or your Christmas shopping, do that online shopping on a web browser and not an app so you can get cash back. So yeah, that's just my little spiel here. So variable income, I expect to be $100. I am on the cusp of getting a YouTube paid out. I'm at $72 of YouTube income for half of September, and I took a 2-week break in October and I didn't post that many videos. So I've only posted like 4 videos in October, but I've made about $40 in October so far. So if you're watching this in October, make sure you watch the full video because your girl is trying to get a payout. So run up my videos. If you haven't watched any of my other October videos, go back and watch them because we're trying to get a payout. You do have to hit the $100 threshold to get a payout, but because I'm not projecting to get a payout, I'm not going to include it in variable income for now. So let's go ahead and move on to our fixed expenses. First up, we go highest to lowest, kind of. I kind of arranged everything before doing this video, so hopefully it'll go a little bit more smoother than usual. But first up is our mortgage. Mortgage, as always, is $27.45. Daycare is $14.80. We pay $3.70 each week for daycare, which is high, but it's actually one of the lower daycare places in our area. I went out with like some of my mom friends about a week ago to celebrate me getting a new job and one of my friends, Hannah, getting a new job. And my friend was saying that she pays $3,300 for daycare for 2 kids. So daycare is expensive. So I do think that, you know, you think about finances before you go having more kids, I will say. They are a blessing for sure, but they are costly. Next is our car payment, $930. Insurance. Insurance covers me and my husband in our one car, and we have full coverage, of course, because we have a car payment, and that is $246 a month. And that also includes our home insurance as well. Next is a payment on our Citi card. This is a fixed expense because our Citi card is on like a payment plan to reduce the interest. So the monthly payment is always $335. Grass. It's still hot here in Texas, so I believe we'll continue to get our grass cut throughout November. I believe last year we stopped getting our grass cut in December. So I'm gonna budget for it and we'll see. I probably need to message the person to see if they're going to cut it, but it's $35 every 2 weeks, so $70 a month. Next we have the Navy Federal payment for my husband's card, and that is $55 a month. Internet is $45. Gym membership, $72. We go to the Y and we have everybody on our membership plan. So like when me and my husband go work out, if we take the kids with us, they can go to the little kids area. Aqua Finance is a loan or a credit card. I think it's a loan, and it's for our water treatment system on our house. It is $111. Then we have our Ashley's furniture payment, which is $163. HOA, which is $130.87, and then this total bill, which is $198. So that is all of our fixed expenses. The total of these fixed expenses is $65.81. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our variable expenses. So first up, we have groceries. I said in my last budget video for October that I was gonna increase groceries. I thought I was gonna like increase it by a lot. I only increased it by $50, so it's at $12.50. We do need to stock up on meats, but I mean, I guess you don't really have to have stuff like stocked up in your freezer. That's just a habit that my mom used to do, and when I was growing up. So I thought that's like what you're supposed to do when you go grocery shopping, but technically we don't really need, what do we need meat stocked up in our freezer for? I think my mom did it because she went shopping once a month because we were on food stamps. So thinking about her habits versus my habits, I don't really have a need to do that because I go grocery shopping about every week. So I don't really need to have meat stocked up in the freezer. I just need to do better at planning our meals and planning out our groceries around our meals for each week. Next, we have appointments. Which is $275. I do still go to physical therapy for my back, and it has been bothering me a little bit, probably because I've just been sitting a lot the last week for work. For backstory, I was in a head-on collision in 2021 and my back was broken in 3 places. So occasionally I have flare-ups with my back. And then in 2022, 2022, I ended up having to have back surgery because I went like a good while without having pain, and I ended up having to have back surgery, which is also kind of, the medical bills is kind of like wrapped up in our credit card debt because that surgery is about $10,000. But yeah, so I do continue to go to physical therapy just to like work on managing my back pain. Next, we have our light bill. And I'm estimating that to be $275. Water bill. This is water, sewer, and trash. And that is, it's typically around $165, $162. Gas. This is our gas bill. We don't have gas for our cars. We only have one car and it doesn't take gas. And that bill is about $65. Our stove is gas. Our heating is gas, but obviously we're not using heat right now because it's still warm in Texas. Besides in the morning it does give fall, but in the afternoon it gives summer. So we don't have a need for like the gas to heat the house yet. This is charge. I typically don't need to charge my car, but just in case like something happens where I might need to charge my car, I have this in my budget, $50. I have a charger at home, but sometimes, like every once in a while, I might forget to plug up the car. So that's what that's for. Now, obviously, I don't want to just be forgetting to charge my car and pay for charging outside the house when it's unnecessary, but things happen, so that's in my budget. Next, we have tolls current. This is like for current tolls that I will be accruing. So with the location of my new job, it is actually located like right off of a toll road. And based off where I live, it is faster to take the toll road sometimes at the time in the morning when I leave, it's not faster, but coming back in the evening, it's faster to just take the toll road by 30 minutes. And I'm not extending my long commute by 30 minutes just by not taking the toll road. So I'm fine with budgeting $80 into our budget for tolls. And we will see if this covers the tolls for the month. I don't know because I just started the job, but I'll monitor my usage and just see. House supplies. I am budgeting $50. Kids. I'm increasing our kids budget for this month. One, my oldest is going on a field trip in November. We just recently got them like clothes, and I got them some boots for like fall, winter. Because like I said, grandparents sent money for them. So I utilized that to go ahead and get them some fall, winter clothes. But one thing that I have been grappling with is that when we started to pay off debt at the very beginning of this year, before I even started like tracking everything on this channel, I took my oldest out of gymnastics, which is something that she loves, and I do think kids need some type of extracurricular activity just to keep their minds stimulated outside of school. And school is a whole other subject, but they don't have homework or anything. So I would like really love for her to have something that she does on a weekly basis that she looks forward to, and to keep her mind going, and like something for her to work towards getting better at. So I'm thinking about putting her back in gymnastics for going once a week. It's about $100. So the kids budget is for like all the kids, but budgeting $230 for everything kid related. My personal budget is only $50. I do need to stock up on like makeup and face wash. I'm completely out of face wash, and I'm completely out of setting spray. $50 is not gonna cut it, but I did increase my personal budget out of my husband's last commission check for October. So I probably utilized that to like stock up on my skincare and makeup needs. And also I wear more makeup now because I'm filming videos, and I'm going in person to work. Also, it was just my first week working, and I was on camera like all day, every day for the last 5 days, and I wanted just to look presentable, good first impression. So I made sure like my makeup was done. So I do need to stock up on makeup and skincare stuff. Next is my husband's personal budget. And his personal budget just really covers a haircut once a month. He does usually wear twists or braids, and I do that myself. I do all of our hair, including my own. But he does still need to get a haircut, get his beard trimmed and all of that stuff. Next is eating out. So last month I had our budget at like $400, and I was looking at the budget when I was like getting ready to do this video. I was like, $400 is a lot. So I decided that make our eating out budget $250 again. I think it previously was that when I first started budgeting, doing these budgeting videos, which is 5 instances of eating out for $50, which is typically how much it would cost like if we did pizza delivery. Because sometimes I just need to do pizza delivery because I don't feel like going to get it, or I'm like trying to do something. I will say I do think my work-life balance will be much better now. So all the things that I used to do to like convenience myself will probably die down. But 5 instances of eating out for the whole family, $50 for each time, should cover our eating out needs for the month of November. And then I'll have a little bit of time off in November for Thanksgiving and whatnot, so I'll probably just be cooking more as well. So eating out, $250. Then we have subscriptions, which is $150. That includes Netflix, Apple TV, and Apple Music, just Apple One, Apple everything. It includes YouTube Premium, and that also includes my subscriptions for Canva Pro and Chat GPT. And I have a charge on my credit card I need to take care of, because it looks like Epidemic Sound charged me for a year. I didn't realize that was going to happen because I let my husband sign everything up, because he sometimes does the music and the music portion of the editing on my video. So I told him, hey, just sign up for Epidemic Sounds. But he didn't tell me it was going to be a yearly cost. So I was thinking I was going to be paying for it monthly, and I am not paying for it monthly. I've paid for it for the year already on the credit card, so I need to take care of that as well. And then miscellaneous is $100. And that's just like a catch-all in case something pops up. So the total for our variable expenses is $3,050. So now let's move on to my favorite part of the video, which is savings and debt payment. So like I said at the beginning of the video, we are switching things up a little bit this month, because by time November hits, we should have taken care of the personal loan we took out to sell our previous car and pay down the negative equity, because I'll be getting paid out my vacation balance from my old job. So that should be taken care of, and our Chase car should be taken care of as well, which has about $1,000 on it. And since we have been so aggressive with that payoff the last 3 to 4 months, I would like to give our emergency fund a little bit more attention. And what my goal is to get to $6,000 by the end of the month. And we're currently at 22 something, and I plan to put money in it as well when I get my payout for my vacation balance as well. So the first line item is emergency fund savings. And we're going to be putting $1,250 towards our emergency fund in November and December, and that should get us to about the $6,000 mark by the end of the year. And then beginning of next year, I plan to cut emergency fund savings and just focus on debt payoff. So it's just like a small little 2-month sprint to save more into the emergency fund, just to feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, we have kids. $6,000 does not cover, as you can see, it does not cover all of our bills. It's not a full 1 month. But I guess if we cut back drastically on some things, if something was to happen, like say I lost my job or something like that, it does cover, a good portion of 1 month of my income. Not all of my income, but a little bit. And it does cover 1 month of my husband's income. Well, it actually covers about 1.5 months of his employer income, say something was to happen to his job. So for now, we're gonna build up to $6,000 for just in case purposes, anything happens. And then we're gonna go back to aggressively paying down debt. And then once we get some of those higher things paid off, maybe before we start working on my car loan, I think we might revisit our emergency fund for a little bit, and then go back to paying down my car and then moving on to my student loans. So that's my spiel of what the plan is. But I'm probably going to make a dedicated video about what my plan is to lock in for the next 2 months to get ready for 2026. Next, we have debt. So just because I'm saving for my emergency fund too, does not mean we're not paying for debt at all. So next up on our list of debts to pay off, I don't know why I'm wagging this pencil. Next up for our debts to pay off is my Navy Federal card, and it has, I think, a balance of $38.80. I could be wrong, but I think that's the balance. So we're putting $1,400 towards that card. The goal is to pay it off in January, and then we need to pay off my husband's card, Navy Federal card, by April, because that is when the 3% promotional thing for the interest rate is over. Next, we have sinking funds. And right now, the only sinking fund that we'll be saving to is holiday. So $500, $500 towards sinking funds. And then last up, which is not typically in my budget, I mentioned to you guys that I will not be able to invest in my 401k for at least 30 days. It might take some time after I hit the 30 days for the deductions for my 401k will come out. I don't want to not invest in my retirement for a whole 30 to 45 days. So I am opening up a Roth IRA, which is something that me and my husband have been talking about doing, especially while we're still under the income limits for a Roth IRA, but I know you can do a backdoor Roth IRA. But additionally, since I did leave my last job, there are 2 different retirement accounts that I had with my employer. One, which is my 401k that I was investing in, and then one called a Wealth Builder. And if anyone has worked for this company, then that gives it away. But it's called a Wealth Builder account that they invest in, which I was not 100% vested. It had about $1,800 of vested balance in it, and my forfeited balance, because I didn't make it to 5 years, was $11,000, which is crazy. And they sent me like all my balances and stuff through the mail, and I opened up the letters yesterday. So I will be moving my bigger 401k account over to either a traditional IRA, an individual retirement account not associated with my current employer, or just depending on, I think I could just roll it over into my 401k. But the second account, which was my Wealth Builder account that my job was investing in, since it has a smaller balance in it, what I'm planning to do is to roll that over into an IRA and then convert it into Roth dollars into the Roth IRA that I plan on opening for myself. And since I will not be investing in the 401k this month, I will be investing in my Roth IRA in November. And my husband is older than me, not by a lot. He's 34, I'm 31, but we're in our 30s, and it is time, at least in my opinion, to get a little bit more serious about paying attention to retirement. So $600 is going to my Roth IRA, and then $200 is going to his Roth IRA for our 2025 Roth IRA. And we do have until we file our tax return to invest in our Roth IRA. And we're not going to max it. That's not going to happen in the next 6 months. But it is a start, and it feels good to finally start it. I haven't opened it yet. So maybe I'll make a video about me opening a Roth IRA. I do have to I have started looking into like the different companies. And there are some companies that people might not have a lot of faith in that I'm thinking about opening a Roth IRA with, just because they offer a 1% match. And I think Robinhood either offers a 1% match or 2% match. And that's free money. And you guys might not like Robinhood, but I like free money. So I'm considering it, and I can always transfer later. Also, between Robinhood and SoFi Invest, if you roll over an account into one of their accounts, they also match that as 1% as well. And I already looked into like if that 1% match that they add is taxable or not. It is considered like interest, and I don't think it's taxable until you take it out. Anyways, I've done a little bit of research, so I'm considering either SoFi Invest or Robinhood for my account because the match is free. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys on where I decide to open it up, but I will be opening one, and then I will be investing $600 for me into it, $300 each paycheck, because that's typically about how much will come out of my paychecks, at least at my old job, based off my old income. So let's go ahead and add everything up. So savings, debt, and investing total is $39.50. Then add that to this. Expenses, savings, and debt equals $13,581, and then my income total is $13,708. That leaves a leftover difference, a buffer of $127. Like I said, this is just a projection because I don't actually know how much my paychecks are going to be, but I did use a paycheck calculator just to see about how much it will be, and I actually don't know how much commission my husband will make as well. So I did think this was interesting. I made a chart to see like what percentage of my income was going to like lifestyle or living expenses, debt payment and minimum payments, and savings and investing. So I do have 65% of my income going towards living and lifestyle expenses. Some of the lifestyle expenses is like gym membership, and having kids is like a lifestyle decision. So like daycare is like a lifestyle expenses. It's not like a living expense. 19% of my income is going to savings and investing. So this is like of our net income, 19% of our income is going to savings and investing. A little bit more is going towards investing because my husband is investing in his 401k, but my after tax dollars, 19% is going towards savings and investing. And then 16% is going towards debt pay down and minimum payments. So I did think that was interesting, just seeing like what our makeup is. And as our income grows or some of our expenses go down, then the 65% will go down. Like my daycare is 20% of that lifestyle section. So once that almost $1,500 go away, our lifestyle and living expenses will go down a ton, and then we can reallocate our money towards savings and investing or debt payoff. But my daughter will be in daycare about 3 to 4 more years, so likely at that time it will probably go towards more savings and investing. So yeah, that is my November budget. You guys let me know, what are you working towards in November? And until next time, bye.